Hi, this is Nick Federoff. Join me as I show you how to grow your very own live enchanted rose from the ThingsGreen.com Botanical Gardens.
Extend flower life with Extend Life. Organic choice from Miracle-Gro. Centurion brand tools, loppers, shears, and more. Digging was never more fun and easy with You Can Dig It. Vitamins, hormones, Super Thrive.
And welcome to the ThingsGreen.com Botanical Gardens. We're going to be taking a look today on how to grow roses, in particular an enchanted rose. Now, an enchanted rose can be any variety that you want, whether it's a grandiflora all the way down to a floribunda and everything and anything in between. However, we're going to do this in a full sun situation. Now, whether you grow your rose in a container or in the ground, you still need 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight. That's so important. Otherwise, they're just not going to flower for you. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to create a rose bed. Actually, we've created a rose bed. We pulled out some of these daylilies, and now we're going to install our rose. But what's really fun about this today is that we're actually not going to be using any type of shovel. What do you mean? How are we going to be digging without a shovel? Well, we're going to be using one of these little critters, and this is a You Can Dig It. Kind of looks like an egg beater. Don't get it caught in your beard. Occupational hazard there. But it's a really neat device because it's used for planting bulbs and perennials and digging small holes. You see, roses don't have very invasive roots. They're kind of small. And being that they're small, we can use this to dig in, and we're only going to go about 4 to 6 inches, so it's not going to be a problem whatsoever. So we're going to attach the You Can Dig It to the end of a battery operated drill. If you want to use a tethered drill, that's okay too, but the battery operated really gives you a lot of power and flexibility. So you just take it and we pick our spot and we start digging like this. And as we start digging, you're going to see that it's not really kicking all the dirt out of the hole, and that's okay because we're going to be fortifying this whole area here with some compost. So now that we got it kind of dug up, there we go. And you can see that this ground isn't fortified very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some rich, well-draining compost, and you just take the compost and you throw it in a hole, just a couple of handfuls like this. And then what we'll do is that we're going to take some organic choice fertilizer. Now, we're going organic, and the reason for that is that it's just so much better for our plants in the long run. Now, we mix it in. Now, don't worry about getting a little sloppy because that's what it's all about, is getting sloppy here. That's what gardening is. And if you want, you can add some more compost. I think we're pretty good on the fertilizer. And wearing gloves is so important as well. All right, got our hole dug. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dig out the hole, and digging out the hole is also equally as important. We're going to dig our hole like this and remove literally everything inside. Now we're going to be putting back. This sounds kind of odd, but that's the way it's going to have to happen. We're going to take and make a little mound right here, in particular a cone. And this cone is necessary because the cone is designed to work over the roots. And our roots from our rose, which has been soaking in some Super Thrive, I did this about 3-4 hours ago. Our roots, as you can tell, they kind of have a cone shape to it. See how they kind of flare out like this? We're actually going to open up the insides and we're going to put it right over that. Now, if the roots need to be trimmed, that's not the end of the world either. We can take and trim some of these roots up, and this actually helps stimulate the growth. And then, of course, the Super Thrive on there, what that's done is put a protective coating over there, and it's going to really hydrate this rose so that it grows well. Now, you see these little tiny roots right here? These little tiny roots? Those are called feeder roots, not to be confused with Federoffs. I can say that all day long, never gets old. Okay, now we're also going to notice is that you're going to see a root right here. You see this root right here? This root right here is your top root, and there's actually another one on the other side. Now what we're going to do is when we bury this, we're going to bury it just a little bit above it. And kind of keep that in mind when you're doing your planting. We're going to take and do this a little bit above like that. We don't want to bury this node right here. If you're actually east of the Rockies, you could bury this. But otherwise, we're just going to go up a little bit on top like that. Now you're also going to notice that we have some brown spots on here, because when you buy your bare root rose, and that's what this is, by the way, it's a bare root rose. This bare root rose actually is bare root because it has no soil on there. So if you go to your nursery and local garden center and it has soil around it and flowers and growing, you can plant those as well. It's a different style. These are best grown when you buy them during, say like fall and winter time. But you'll notice that you'll have some growth or actually dead things on there. So with a good pair of bypass centurion pruners, we're going to take and prune off this dead stuff just like this, and this is going to help stimulate the plant growth. You just prune off the dead stuff all the way around on the plant, and if you don't catch it all at once, it's not the end of the world. Here, see here, here's another one right here. So this is actually going to grow up and grow nice and strong, but this has stopped growing right here. So we're just going to prune that off and make a nice clean cut. Now what we got to do is we got to plant this. Let's get this into the ground. We're going to take this and over the cone. Once we've got it over the cone, you just simply take this and bury it like this. All right, you catching all this? It's real important here. And you pound it down. Now we take some more compost. And our compost, along with some of our soil, or just the compost by itself is okay, we're going to make a basin around it to catch water. Now before we take and water this plant, we're going to also we're going to spray this with some Anti-Stress 2000. Anti-Stress 2000 is an anti-desiccant-like spray, and it's fantastic for keeping the moisture within the plant, and it's going to grow so much better. It'll put a protective coating over there that's just delicious for it. And then we take a little bit of this water here. Actually, we'll end up putting all of this. We'll put a little bit of this water. We'll let it soak in. Now remember, it's got Super Thrive in there, so it's going to bathe those roots. So you put all this together, you've got yourself an enchanted rose that is going to grow for you just wonderfully. Big, beautiful, delicious type of roses that you could put in your very own Beauty and the Beast vase.
Extend the life of your flowers with Extend Life. Used as a spray or dip, Extend Life is a non-toxic water-based polymer available in a concentrate or ready to use right out of the bottle. Add Extend Life to greenery such as Christmas trees and wreaths to prevent premature browning and needle drop. You may also add Extend Life to leave an extra shine. Ask for Extend Life by name at your local nursery or florist, or contact polymerag.com for a dealer near you. If I can dig it, you can dig it. Digging holes has never been so fun and easy. You Can Dig It is the innovative gardening tool that fits any drill, digging the perfect hole for bulbs, color, vegetables, and more. You Can Dig It isn't an auger, so you won't puncture, pull up, or tangle drip lines and cables. You'll be saving time with You Can Dig It by blending soil and fertilizer in the planting hole. Ask for You Can Dig It at your local nursery and garden center, or visit www.youcandigittool.com. Grow your own. Start your organic container garden now. Choose a container for the plant you're going to grow. Be certain it has a drainage hole, then fill it up with Miracle-Gro Organic Choice Potting Mix, featuring all natural organic ingredients. Next, plant the seed or seedling, then water and feed with Miracle-Gro Organic Choice All-Purpose Plant Food. Use Miracle-Gro Organic Choice, helping you grow bigger, more beautiful plants. Centurion brand tools are the global leaders in the manufacturing of garden and outdoor living products. Both the avid and beginning gardeners recognize the innovation and value Centurion brings to the yard and garden. Designed for everyone with a thing for green, Centurion products are durable, safe, and a pleasure to use year after year. Centurion pruners, loppers, head shears, and more can be found at finer retail establishments. For additional information, visit www.centurionbrands.com.
Super Thrive, unique extra life, transplanting, and maintenance. Impossibilities made easy. 1,800 60 to 75-year-old trees dug up from grounds of 20th Century Fox Studios, stockpiled in weather for 2 years, replanted along city streets. The landscape architect and contractor reported not one sick or dead tree at any time. Only Super Thrive could have done this, or even approached it. Super Thrive. Ask for it by name at your local garden center or nursery.
Bees are necessary for the yard and garden. Attracting them is easier than running around in a bee costume making buzzing sounds. Hi, I'm Nick Federoff with today's Things Green Garden Minute. But first, bees are considered the great pollinators. They're essential for carrying pollen from flower to flower, speeding up the process of pollination so plants may be able to thrive better and produce accordingly. Attract bees to your garden by encouraging blooming and blossoming of plants. This would include the obvious of watering and fertilizing on a regular basis. This also includes deadheading spent flowers. Bees are attracted to contrasting colors like yellows and anything in the violet end of the color spectrum. A common misnomer is that bees like tubular or trumpet-shaped flowers. This is far from the truth because they don't like traveling down any flower that's hard to reach. This is Nick Federoff with today's ThingsGreen.com Garden Minute.
Ja, ja.